nowadays it is very costly and very cumbersome. So therefore, it's not much recommended. Our lifespans are also less now. People don't live 100 years now. When I was in primary school, I would see so many elderly uncles and aunties, around, and they were 104, 110 age, 104, 105, 102, 108. I had seen them walking. They would be walking, a state of walking around. They would be in a state of moving around. So it was not uncommon in that time to see. So this is practically 88, 1988, probably 88, 89, 90, 92, around that time. It was not uncommon. Nowadays, touching 90 is very rare. 100, forget it. So practically person is 70, one should understand any day, any day can be the doomsday for a materialist, and the day of entering the spiritual world for a devotee. So that's the idea. So now Srila Prabhupada was justified to have a second marriage, and Prabhupada was thinking also, and he had talked to one family also. The parents were also agreeing, the other family, for marriage, and everything was arranged. But Prabhupada, in obedience, and he went to discuss with his father, and his father gave him good advice to not go for it. And Prabhupada, as an obedient son, followed it. What was his father's logic? His father said, okay, your wife is supportive, not supportive? Not supportive at all? His father said, very good for your Krishna consciousness. He said, very good for your Krishna consciousness. You don't have to change. Krishna has arranged a good situation for you. Prabhupada didn't think about that, it seems. Prabhupada was just thinking from a favorable circumstance. And so Prabhupada was only thinking of a positive use case analysis. And Prabhupada never thought about of a negative use case analysis and how that can be constructive and catalyze one's spiritual life. His father pointed out. Prabhupada said, So Prabhupada said, my father was a pure devotee, Prabhupada used to say. Gauramohan Day. And his father said, very good. Your wife is not favorable to Krishna consciousness, you will not be attached to household life. Later in life, you can take sannyas. Be very nice for you. Like that. So later in life, so it is very nice. You will not be attached to the household, but grihamedinam, and therefore you can very fast advance in Krishna consciousness. Just take it up, accept it, and go ahead. Take it and accept it as Krishna's mercy. And Prabhupada did that. Prabhupada understood. So therefore the question comes that how it is possible and practical to remain committed or to remain faithful and committed to one's vows in a relationship. That is very much possible when the goal is Krishna. When the goal is material sense gratification, then commitment is impossible. It is not. But the goal is sensuality. So what one is looking for? Sensuality. So wherever there is a higher promise of sensuality, a person will run away there, like a monkey or a dog. Hellish, animalistic, demoniac. Because if the goal is sensuality, how can one remain commitment? I mean, how can one exhibit commitment? What is the basis? There has to be some basis, is it not? Okay, it can be a case of morality, lack of opportunity, as Prabhupada said. Mostly in Kali Yuga, the exhibition of morality is just because there is lack of opportunity. Because people don't have the caliber to get another option, or they cannot afford the other option, or they are. So most cases in Kali Yuga, exhibitions of morality are only lack of opportunities, as Prabhupada very succinctly points out. But the principle is on a platform of sensuality. It's not at all possible to exhibit any kind of principles and values. It's only possible when the goal is Krishna. So when the goal is Krishna, relationship is an aid to help, support, nourish, no, or kick, uh, uh, speed up one's progressive journey towards Krishna, a progressive journey in Krishna consciousness. So if this is a goal, then the point is that whether a relationship is favorably supportive or unfavorably supportive. If it is favorably supported, it will nourish, and in a very endearing way, one will be enthused to take up Krishna consciousness or to progress in Krishna consciousness. And if it is unfavorable, then also it supports. As Srila Prabhupada's father pointed out, if the relationship is unfavorable with respect to not our sense gratification, with respect to Krishna service and surrender and dedication to Krishna. So if the relationship is unfavorable with respect to dedication and surrender to Krishna, then also it gives one a kick. Why? Because one can develop detachment. Because one can understand, actually one can understand in a favorable setting also, but in an unfavorable setting one is forced to understand. So, so in that sense, both the polarities or both the extremes of duality will result in the same thing, that is enhancement of Krishna consciousness. If Krishna consciousness is the goal and relationship is taken as an aid to boost up or to help or to support our Krishna consciousness. But if the goal is otherwise and the relationship is not for the sake of serving Krishna, then it is going to land up into explosions. So that is the beautiful principle which we are learning, and that is why Lord Ramachandra is setting the right example. If you see, for every activity of Lord Ramachandra, which Lord Ramachandra exhibited in his pastimes, the basis, the cause, the causal factor, the basis for any move of Lord Ramachandra is dharma. Why did he took vanavas? Dharma. Dharmishtarya vachasa yadagaranyam. Dharmishtarya vachasa. To establish the dharma of his commitment, his father's commitment, to uphold that, he went to the forest. When Mother Sita was abducted, why did Lord Ramachandra became very much aggrieved? That is also cause of dharma. Why? Because a devotee is soft-hearted, should be soft-hearted, and have feelings for everyone. What to say of one's relatives? Should have feelings for every living entity. Then one will not have feelings for one's people who are nearer to person. Definitely. Like one of these incidents, Gauranga Prabhu talks about that one gentleman, he came to one of our Maharajas, he said, and Maharaj, my wife died, I did not cry a single tear. Kumara said you are unqualified for Krishna consciousness. That was the conclusion. He was shocked. He said, why? I thought I am very renounced, very detached. I said, you cannot even cry for your wife. What will you cry for Krishna? So, dharma. One has to be true to the relationship, not oblivious of the relationship. No. And then Lord Ramachandra underwent so much trouble and so much of hard work, you can say, to get back Mother Sita. So much of trouble, so much of opposition, so much of insecurity, so much of uh, combat. Why? For the sake of dharma. But the Acharyas explain that Lord Ramachandra is showing by his behavior that just like he did not discard Mother Sita, although there was every opportunity and justification for it, just like he went to any extent to save Mother Sita, in the same way, the Lord, Mother Sita represents the Jiva. In the same way, the Supreme Lord has love for each and every living entity. And the Lord can go to any extent to reclaim that living entity. That is his love for each one of us. This is what Lord Ramachandra is depicting. Mother Sita and Lord Ramachandra, they are depicting that this is my love for you, and to save you, I can go to any extent. Please come back to me. That is what the Lord is demonstrating. So, dharma, the cause of dharma. So why did Lord Ramachandra did that Agni Pariksha? That is also dharma, because it was not original Sita. Original Sita was not at all touched by Ravana. Maya Sita, Mother Vedavati, not Sita. You know? That was Vedavati, not Sita. Or Maya Sita. So dharma, how can Vedavati come close to Lord Ramachandra? You know? Back again. So that is why Agni Pariksha. You know? That's how it is. And so every single figment of Lord Ramachandra's activities, and why was Mother Sita sent to Valmiki ashram? That was dharma. But Ramachandra wanted to show the testimony of spotless character. And therefore he and Mother Sita voluntarily took austerities on their own, in their own lives, to exhibit the epitome of adherence to dharma, principles of dharma. And anyways, Grahasthashram principles do not say that one should remain in Grahasthashram for eternity. Till Yamaraj no, catches hold of the person and takes him out of the body. No. From Grahastha, one should progress towards Vanaprastha. So anyways, the Varnashrama dictates our directions are towards Vanaprastha. So Lord Ramachandra is establishing that togetherness is not just physical proximity, but togetherness is if you are aligned to the mission. Prabhupada did not tell his disciples, you just stick to stick to me wherever I go. Prabhupada said, don't be a mosquito on my leg, go and do some service. Just don't be like a mosquito sticking on my leg and sucking blood. Go and do some service. That's what Prabhupada said. So, the togetherness is togetherness of mission. And that is what it is, that as life progresses, one should undertake higher and higher mission. So, every move of Lord Ramachandra we see is based out of dharma, upholding of the dharma, and that was the mission. And if this is the case, then one will not be, and Lord Ramachandra is showing if this is the attitude that yes, let me follow dharma at all times and in all places. Now Lord Ramachandra is dharma personified. But for all of us also, we can get to know what is the right dharma in any situation by taking guidance from the parampara, from the devotees. We can also get to know dharma. So to the degree the focus is to uphold the principles of dharma, to that degree one can be protected from gliding down to animalistic and demoniac life. Griheshu grihyamedina life. To that degree one can be saved from gliding down to the griheshu grihyamedina life. And therefore it is said that when one commits oneself, so therefore we understand that okay, our primary relationship is with Krishna. So that Ekapadni Vrata basically, the prime relationship is with Krishna. And that relationship translates into our relationship with the Parampara and the Acharyas and commitment to our spiritual master. That is also Eka only. Commitment is our commitment. And Parampara is one line of, they're not, all the Acharyas are in one line, not different from each other. And that commitment ensures that we are upholding or we are striving or we are struggling for living up to the principles of Dharma. And that will ensure liberation. So upholding and living by the principles of Dharma itself is liberation. So ninth canto is entitled as liberation itself. So the recipes for liberation, what is explained. So Lord Ramachandra is also exhibiting his recipe for liberation, that is commitment to the spiritual master. And that reflects in commitment to our existing relationships. Therefore, for a devotee, even preaching is a lifelong commitment. When we preach to someone, and it's a responsibility to take care of them lifelong, please endeavor to help them lifelong. That's the point. So commitment, spiritual life is all about commitment, not capricious. Material life is about taking relationships and oneself, everything capriciously. But spiritual life is about taking and accepting everything responsibly. And that is only possible when we struggle to uphold dharma. Let's stop here for today. Do we have any questions? Okay, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Hari Bol.